Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with this morning's pre-market webcast. Okay, let's talk about the daily, then we'll move over to the hourly. We talked about 2247 to 2267.5 being the key price area for the week, and that the weekly pivot residing in the 5660 area would be a key tell or a key tip-off as to whether we would be heading to the bottom of the range or the top of the range. So essentially yesterday it played out really the way that we were looking. If you get here on the hourly chart, what you see here is you see a pre-market move to 54. Okay, we held weekly pivot off of the open. They pushed it up as high as 63.75. Back to retest the weekly pivot and the daily pivot, which was another second chance for us to get long. We didn't do many trades yesterday. We did a grand total of 3 trades. 55.5 off the open. We did 57.5 on this test. And I really, I skipped the short side yesterday. I completely skipped it because until the bears could convert for me the weekly pivot, my focus really was on wanting to be long and figuring out a way to get long. We come up and we do a lower high. This was the bears' best chance. The bears had a shot. They came back down. They broke weekly pivot. Then they went and did double bottom at 54, which gave us a chance for our third long at 55. Once it established the weekly pivot as a higher low, Globex has really been about walking it all the way up to the top of this range at 67.5. So as we head into the regular session today, we're going to see is the establishment of weekly pivot as support early in the week going to truly allow the bulls to break out of the top of this range. I'd be saying the same thing this morning. If weekly pivot had gone resistance down here, I think it would have opened the door to 47. We'd probably be trading down there right now. But this is the power of the weekly pivot and the consequences for losing the weekly pivot playing out in spades, to the detriment of the shorts, of the bears. So what's the deal headed into today? Can the bulls trade above 67.5? That was the pre-FOMC price. They have made matching highs up there earlier earlier in the month. Let me back this out to an hourly chart. That was a 15. So you see here, we are here. We've had problems here. Here's your FOMC reaction high. That's your double top up at 2273. The risk now is on a longer term time frame. On a very short term time frame, you had matching highs here. Okay. Now on a longer term time frame, the bulls could leave matching highs at 67.5 to go with their matching highs up at 73. So the bulls are in a dangerous spot. They fought back, which is good, but now they have to do the rest of it. The Achilles heel for the bears lately, and you could say over the past few years, is a consistent inability to finish off a move. They couldn't finish yesterday at 54. It resulted in a double bottom. Can the bulls finish and avoid a double top? The bulls are better finishers than the bulls. The bulls are better finishers than the bears. So am I giving the nod to the bulls this morning? At least until the bears can show me they can get back below 46 and stay there, yeah. That doesn't mean if price fails up here, we don't have a short. If you want to short in this area, I mean, your risk is pretty well defined at about 68.5, 69. If you account for R2 up here at 22.69.17, I mean, there's an opportunity if the bears can pull it together. What I'll be interested to see is what happens on a move back into 60. What happens on a move back into the daily pivot off the open? Does that hold? Are we going to create another higher low? And will that take us higher? So we open in about an hour. It's going to be a very interesting day. But the takeaway I want all of you to have is when we get into ranges and the weekly pivot is inside that range, the way the weekly pivot behaves, especially on a Monday, is very, very indicative of which end of the range we are headed to. And we had a very nice day in the room walking through those scenarios. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Follow us over at Twitter at Princetontrader. Come check out the website, Princetontrader.com. Come check out the chat room. Come trade this stuff with us. We would love to meet you. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade 'em well, everybody.